When a relationship ends, especially on bad terms, the aftermath can be a battlefield. But what happens when children become the weapons in that war? This isn't just about custody disputes. It's a hidden psychological battle where a child's well-being takes a backseat to an adult's desire for revenge. Today we're diving deep into why some parents use their kids as tools to hurt their ex-partner, and the lasting scars this leaves on everyone involved. Have you ever wondered what drives a parent to turn their own child against the other parent? The reasons are complex and deeply rooted in pain. After a painful breakup, intense emotions like anger, betrayal, and a feeling of powerlessness can overwhelm a person. For some, especially those with narcissistic or controlling tendencies, these feelings are unbearable. Instead of processing their own grief and loss, they find an outlet: the child. The child becomes a pawn in a game of emotional warfare. It's no longer about what's best for the child. It's about settling scores. Every missed visit, every canceled plan, every bit of manipulation becomes a way to punish the other parent, reassert control, and win a victory in a war that should have never been fought. So, what does this manipulation actually look like? It's often subtle, a slow drip of poison that gradually changes a child's perception. It might start with small negative comments about the other parent, like, "Your dad's always late because he doesn't care enough to be on time," or "Your mom would rather be with her new friends than with you." These comments plant seeds of doubt. Then it can escalate. The parent might create loyalty traps, making the child feel guilty for enjoying their time with the other parent. They might ask probing questions after a visit, looking for any tiny detail to twist into a negative narrative. Rewards might be given when the child rejects the other parent, reinforcing the idea that choosing one side is the only way to earn love and approval. The child is essentially taught that loving both parents is a betrayal. This constant pressure leaves them feeling confused, anxious, and emotionally torn in two. They are forced into an impossible choice, and their sense of reality becomes warped by one parent's unresolved pain. Now let's talk about the child caught in the middle. Imagine carrying the weight of your parents' conflict on your small shoulders. These children are not just passive observers. They are active participants in a drama they never signed up for. They are often burdened with immense guilt, believing they are somehow responsible for the tension. This leads to what's called a loyalty conflict, where they feel like they have to constantly choose between the two people they love most in the world. This internal battle can manifest in many ways: severe anxiety, depression, a drop in school performance, and even behavioral problems. They might withdraw socially, finding it hard to trust anyone. The core of their identity gets shaken, as they struggle to reconcile the loving parent they once knew with the villain they are now being told about. These emotional scars don't just disappear when they grow up. They often carry these trust issues and patterns of conflict into their own adult relationships, perpetuating a cycle of pain. And what about the parent being pushed away? The targeted parent experiences a unique and devastating kind of grief. Their relationship with their child isn't eroding because of something they did wrong, but because it's being actively sabotaged. Every rejected phone call, every canceled visit, every cold shoulder from their own child feels like a knife to the heart. They feel helpless, watching their bond being systematically dismantled by lies and manipulation. They often try to fight back through the legal system, but this can be a long, expensive, and emotionally draining process that often makes things worse. The constant stress and heartbreak can take a massive toll on their mental health, making it even harder to be the stable, loving parent their child so desperately needs. They are trapped in a nightmare, fighting a ghost war where the rules are constantly changing, and the ultimate casualty is their relationship with their child. You might be asking, why don't the courts see this happening? This is one of the most tragic parts of the problem. Emotional manipulation is incredibly difficult to prove. It's not like physical abuse that leaves visible marks. The manipulating parent is often charming and convincing in front of judges and lawyers. They can skillfully paint a picture of being the good parent while portraying the other as unstable or harmful. Furthermore, many legal professionals are not trained to recognize the subtle signs of parental alienation. They might rely heavily on what the child says they want, without realizing that the child's wishes are being heavily influenced or even coerced by one parent. When a child says, "I don't want to see my dad," the court may take it at face value, not understanding the fear and pressure behind that statement. As a result, the legal system can inadvertently enable the very behavior it's supposed to prevent, leaving the targeted parent with even fewer options. So what's the solution? How do we protect children from becoming collateral damage in their parents' wars? First and foremost, we need early intervention. The longer this manipulation goes on, the more entrenched it becomes and the harder it is to reverse. We need better training for everyone in the family court system, judges, lawyers, therapists, and social workers, so they can recognize the red flags of alienation. We also need to shift the focus from a win-lose mentality to one of cooperative, child-centered parenting. Programs that teach parents to communicate respectfully and manage their emotions are crucial. The goal must always be to support the child's right to have a healthy relationship with both parents, free from manipulation. At the end of the day, there's one simple, powerful truth. Children are not weapons. They are not trophies to be won, or tools to be used for revenge. They are human beings who deserve to love and be loved by both of their parents, without fear, guilt, or sabotage. Protecting them starts with awareness, recognizing these destructive patterns for what they are. It requires us as a society to have the courage to stand up and challenge the behaviors that quietly break a child's heart. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it to help raise awareness. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that matters. See you next time.